in uh episode 5, E5 Good If It Goes Jam. You got your hostess with the mostest, me, Mike. Got my boy DJ here with me today.
What's happening?
You know, not sponsored by Waffle House, but shout out to the Waffle House on Ross Street right here in Dallas, Texas. Uh, yeah, man. So we going live right now today. DJ, what's good, bro?
Nothing, man. Chilling.
Yeah, good. You ready to get it in?
Yeah, I'm
Fuck it,
ready.
let's jam then. Let's jam then. All right. So y'all know how we do. We got our same segments. Today is gonna be no different. First segment, is he good? So we're gonna go straight from the NBA today. Eastern Conference, Western Conference Finals. So the first person I'm gonna go to, he played last night. His team won from the Atlanta Hawks, Kevin Huerter. So DJ, is Kevin Huerter good?
Yeah, Kevin Herter is good. Like I think that they have to put him in a better position. Same with John Collins to like be successful. And I think that him playing without trade, builds his confidence. Uh, Bogdan being hurt, so then that also been helping with his confidence and stuff too. Like because now I'm able to touch the ball. I'm able to get into a rhythm. I'm able to get into a flow. And although Trey is a volume scorer and a volume shooter, if he can get guys into rhythm, that'd be just as good. Like he can drop 30, but if he drop 20 and 15, Trey Young will take that all day. Like he's not a guy to me that be like, man, I need to go run it up, run it up, run it up. He
He's
just can't
selfish.
score. And
He's
so
selfish.
yeah, he just can't score. So like if Trey Young, I'm sure he'll rather have 18 and 18 versus 30, 30 and 10 because now I didn't got other guys in the rhythm. And Kevin Herter is one of those guys that you got to get into rhythm. He tall, he can shoot. And then if you going for the pump fake, he gonna pull up on you, maybe hit the mid range. And so like he a good young solid player, man. And they got a good nucleus with that team. And so yeah, Kevin Herter, he pretty good. He decent.
Yeah, I like Kevin Huerter actually at Maryland. He's like really went under the radar, but he has really good size at 6'7". So he was
Hmm.
somebody I paid attention to because he was 6'7", but he could shoot it a little bit. And he played in the Big Ten a couple years back in Maryland. So I kept my eye on him in the college game, but I didn't know it was really how it was gonna translate, especially in Atlanta. But he definitely made a nice space and like one of my guys, he kind of went as far as saying like they like the Junior Splash Brothers. Like if Kevin Huerter like hits his like potential, which I'm like at 6'7", about 200 pounds, it would have to be a very, very, very junior version of the Splash Brothers if that was even a possibility. And I only say that because like Clay was like a second tier player. Like we was
Hmm.
arguing that Clay was the best shooting guard in the NBA, not too long ago. So
Hmm.
I don't know if Kevin Huerter's gonna be that good, but yeah, I agree.
Nah,
I think
that's
he's pretty good. I think he's pretty
yeah,
good. And I
that's
mean,
tough though. That's
it's
tough because
tough,
like
but
a junior because he got to shoot it more and he don't always shoot it and they got a lot
yeah,
of mouths to feed too. And so like we talked about like John Collins too. Like yesterday he only took like 7 shots or something. And so like him like them two they not always aggressive and they not always looking to score. Like they mindset is not always that. And like they won yesterday, but like in order to even get to that junior level, like you gotta look to shoot. Like because the opportunities is going to be there because Trey controls a lot of everything of what they do. And so he beating guys off the dribble, people scared he might pull up and then you get open shots. Nobody is ever doubling Kevin Herter. Nobody is ever like so
not
it's
yet,
a he got
not
a
yet.
chance. He got a chance to run off screens, and he got a chance to get like one-on-one play
Yeah,
and a bunch of stuff. And so same thing with like Clay, but like Clay will take shots. So like that's one thing we're not worried about him doing. So like that's man, that's a big
his
comparison.
potential, his potential, it could be a junior. I don't know, maybe, but
Yeah,
that's a long way to go. And I mean, it's only his
yeah,
third season too, him
yeah,
and Trey.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah. Oh yeah,
it's a long
same
way to
draft.
go. Yeah, it's a long way to go. But all right, moving on. Who we got next on Is He Good? Uh, Today we got second. Oh, And he's not even playing tonight, so this is bad timing because we're not gonna be able to see how good he is.
Yeah,
Ivica Zubac from
yeah,
the LA Clippers, 24 years old, which I think me and you were just talking about the other day. I
yeah,
didn't realize he was that young.
yeah,
'Cause it seemed like he's been in the league forever. So
yeah.
is he good?
Yeah, Zubac, yeah, Zubac good. Like he a good, solid, young, big man. And when he in the game for the Clippers offense and defense is different. Offensively, if they want to space, he not gonna help you space. And so you gotta like get him in the pick and roll game. You gotta get him in. Sometimes he may have good post position, and so like if they switch it and then he got a little guy on him. He gonna be able to like score. Defensively, he can block shots. He can rebound. And one thing that I do like about him that he makes his free throws, and he has really good hands. So he not just one of them big men that just like bumbling up the floor and then you throwing him the ball and then he kicked it off his foot. No, like when they throw him the ball for the most part, he catching it and he doing something with it. And he hasn't like slowed down. He hasn't like stopped DeAndre Ayton, but he like slowed him down at certain points. And so like although that last game he did have like 19 and I think he had like 19 and 15 or something. Uh he still like some of those shots was like bunnies that DeAndre Ayton missed because Zubac was there. Then Zubac got hurt early in like the third, I think, and then he just kept on playing. So once he got hurt, it kind of limited what he did. But I think in his series, he averaging a double double. He having like 10, I'm not like 12 and 11, something like that. And so when he on the floor, it definitely makes a difference for that team. And like because he not like a big post player, he not gonna score a whole bunch of points, but like your team is not gonna like lose because he's out there. And you're not just about to just like could just do whatever because he's out there. Now if you want to space, he's not gonna help you space, but if you got another big man that needs to be defended, which the Suns do, he can at least try to make it tougher for the opposing big. And so that's one of the things that I like about him. And shoot, he was real consistent up until he got hurt. So like he was one of the guys that they needed because Marcus Morris, when they was going small, he center or Batum is center, and then
He's
Morris had
trash.
that. Oh, we should have put him on the list.
We
We should
could
have
we
put
could
him.
put his ass on the list. I'll have that too.
All right, but like, so when they be going small, those two are your centers for that team. But like, they both really in here like crazy good games, consistently. Morris just did, but them first couple of games he wasn't really good. So Zubac been really consistent. It's really been Paul George, Reggie Jackson, and then Zubac as far as like they most consistent, guys. And so yeah, he a good young big. And like you said, he only 24, which is crazy.
Yeah. So I got some Zubac stats up here. You know I love per 36. The only reason why I like per 36 is for players like this, because when they actually do play a lot of minutes, they actually impact the game. So Zubac only played 22 minutes a game during the season. Uh and he averaged, hold on, let me put it back up. These are his actual stats, not his per 36. Uh he averaged 9 and 7 in 22 minutes a game. And that's on the Clippers. That's a competitive team.
Mm,
And then per 36 in the regular season, let's see where he at 14 and 11 per 36. So in the playoffs, I think it's only like 17 minutes a game averaging, but this series in particular, like you said, he averaging a double double. And yeah, Aiden gave him a double double, but he gave him one right back.
yeah.
And the Suns need Aiden to win. Like I
Mm,
would say more than the Clippers need Zubac to win,
yeah.
as far as like who impacts the game more, and Zubac has been real impactful. I think he good too. I like traditional bigs. I like
Yeah.
you said, like in space, like that's the only place that you really really don't want him, but you got to give up something. But he down there crashing, putbacks, like you say, he like an 80% free throw shooter, I think. So
Yeah.
that's real important. And I mean, we've seen how important free throws have been in the playoffs. So yeah, I think he good.
Yeah.
Probably gonna get paid. What's his contract like? Do you know?
No, I ain't sure.
Y'all don't know DJ is a contract group. He playing like he not, but so if I randomly ask him, does he know somebody contract? That's why. So
No, I don't. I don't know. They was talking about other teams' contracts, like on the jump or something earlier, but they didn't bring up the Clippers because they was like, how can they improve the team moving forward or whatever. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see like what they end up doing with him though moving forward, and if he can play for the rest of this series, which I don't know. I'm not really sure. I don't think so. They talking about something. He got something with his knee.
yeah. Well, appreciate that. That's our first segment. So we both agree, both of those guys are good. I want to shout out the gear I'm wearing tonight. Shout out my boy Larry, got some Vibe Right gear on. We might have to do a good if it goes and Vibe Right collab or something, you know what I'm saying? Charge y'all like
Yeah.
$120 for the shirt. You feel me? Just white
Off
tee.
white, off
Yeah.
white prices. Need some
You know
off
what I'm
white.
saying? We charge our off white prices out the motherfucking dope. All right. So all
Support
right,
black
so
business.
right. Put Virgil. All right, so yeah, if y'all want shirts like this, holla at my boy Larry Raji. It's viberight.us, uh, right there in your web browser. So anyway, next segment is
Let
Damn
me
Wild to Hate.
let me get this one. So he goes by many different names. The Claw, my nigga, the Cookout, Big Wawa, 2-time Finals MVP, Kawhi Leonard. Why all the hate?
So I had like this really bad dream one day. So like everybody knows who knows me that's watching. All y'all know I'm like a lifetime Dallas Mavericks fan. Like, you know, since I was a baby, you know what I'm saying? As early as, you know what I'm saying, like the Nash and the, you know what I'm saying,
Okay.
Finley, Nowitzki, you know what I'm saying, the real big three. Like they had a big three, you know what I'm saying, and people don't really talk about it, you know. But it is what it is. You know, even going back, just to the old days, man. Been a Mavs fan my whole life. So I had this really bad dream one day. I was a Spurs fan, and like it was like really long. It was like a 20-year like dream. So like I had like hella ups, and they was killing everybody. So one day, it was like in the middle of the dream though, right? Kawhi Leonard like said he didn't want to play for the Spurs no more. So he he had like this injury, and like we ain't know if he's gonna play, all that. And then like I dreamed that they traded him for DeMar DeRozan. Like, why the fuck would they trade Kawhi Leonard for DeMar DeRozan? But apparently they did. And I don't know, was that shit real? Because the Raptors did win with him. But anyway, I had a dream I was a
Two-time
Spurs fan. So
two-time
two-time, whatever.
Finals
So I don't
MVP.
know what happened. All I know is that I'm having the same dream again. That Kawhi Leonard is not playing, and he's not gonna tell us if he's playing or not. And why the fuck does he do this? Like that affects so much shit. Like especially looking from like a better perspective. Like if I wanted to put a futures bet on the Clippers, like if I believe they were gonna get past the Suns, like I would put so much more money on if Kawhi Leonard said like, "Hey, I'll be back in 10 days" or something like that, instead of just like, man, when they won last round and like they was all celebrating with Terrence Mann, like pouring water on them and stuff. Kawhi Leonard was like in the background, like clapping like this, like a fucking like an assistant principal or some shit who like was like an honorary coach or some shit.
Oh,
Like,
I'm surprised he was even there.
and like, dude been in every game in LA, I think like all the way up in the Raptors shit in this box.
Yeah.
Like, dog, just tell us if you playing or not. So I hate Kawhi Leonard again because he doesn't tell us if he's going to play or not. And it's like, okay, them your clips, you know what I'm saying? So
Not
you
my
really should
clips.
be pissed. But like, I just want to know if the guys gonna be playing basketball. Like they said, Trae Young, once he went down, it was like, okay, you got bone bruise or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he's questionable. Last night, Giannis hyperextended knee. He's doubtful, but he'll be
Yeah.
back. Like Kawhi, what's up, bro? How come you the only dude that like just don't want to play? Like you talk about Ben Simmons don't want to play basketball. Does Kawhi Leonard want to play basketball? Because he don't tell us if he's gonna play or not. Like he just like I swear they said Kawhi Leonard like he come home like he'll come home to his family like from like after the game and shit. Like it was like a 9 to 5. So like they sit down at the table and talk about their days at work and shit. Like, yeah, I just gave niggas 36, 11, and 7. Yeah, we won. Yeah, how was your day? Like, that's what this motherfucker is. Like, so that's why I hate Kawhi Leonard.
One of the best Kawhi jokes was like pretty much when he done with like basketball, we might not never see this nigga again. Like he might just like disappear. Like he'll go and just be chilling in wherever LA or whatever, or he could possibly just go off the grid and you never seen him again. And it just be like you won't see him until it's time for like his Hall of Fame speech. And then it's just like, will he come? Like him with the cornrows, like holding this thing, like I want to thank y'all for coming to see me. Appreciate y'all. All right, cool. And then that's it. The speech over. Like, like so. Yeah, like I agree with you, man. Like he should say something because he is like one of the only guys where you really don't like get to hear nothing. And he pretty much did this whole like low management injury thing differently, and so I guess he earned it by winning those chips and everything else, but it is frustrating, annoying. I'm sure the team knows. I'm sure like the team knows, the organization knows, but if you a fan, if you trying to bet, if you trying to do anything outside of you being
Yeah,
on the team, yeah, you don't know, and it's extremely frustrating. I figured out like once he got hurt, I'm like, that nigga is not a comeback nigga that be like, all right, I'm gonna try to give it a go. No, once he hurt, that nigga done. Like,
yeah.
I'm gonna
Like,
answer you, like he
like,
done.
what if you wanted to buy tickets to the fucking game or something? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Don't
just
don't don't count on him. Like, don't count on him to be there. Like, once I saw that he got hurt, and then they put a undisclosed time on there. To me, knowing like Kawhi so far, like I'm like, all right, that nigga done. Like if this was Bron or something or Giannis or something, they'd be like, I'll be like, okay, they might try to come back. That nigga is not trying to come back, and we'll find out in the off season like what he got when they release that he got surgery, probably a torn meniscus or ACL strain or something. I don't think it's his ACL torn because they wouldn't be able to hide that. I'm sure it's like a meniscus or something like that. I'm sure it's
mhm.
probably like one of them, but they just not.
Yeah,
And I mean, we watched Embiid play with his, but which that was surprising too because they've been real careful with him, but he can play and was still extremely effective. But yeah, Kawhi not playing. Like,
yeah. I just don't get it, man. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's not for me to get, but it is what it is. Moving forward, who's next? Who else I got to fire up?
Marcus Morris, Mook. Damn, bro, why all the Mook hate?
First off, dude is playing like I can't remember the. It's like 5, 6 more minutes more in the playoffs than he is in the regular season, and his output is lower. Now I know usage has a big thing to do with that because of course you're gonna use Kawhi and PG more, and then Reggie Jackson's gonna use more, etc. And there's a reason why Marcus Morris doesn't get used more. He fucking sucks. Uh, that same dream I was talking about with the Spurs, like I had a dream like that I was still a Spurs fan, and like Marcus Morris like stood us up. So I like started hating him. So I don't know, maybe it's because I'm mad at him about him that dream.
That is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Marcus Morris not on shit though. Like
You got some real vivid dreams. But
this is the
he just had 18 in the first half.
how
Like
much
he
okay, you want
carried
me to
he
screenshot and send you his points
nah, cause they not
of
good.
the games before that?
Nah, they not good. He
'Cause I
probably
can tell them to you. I have them.
cause they said that game like he had like 20 something, and then the previous three games he had like 20 combined. So yeah, they have not been good. But
6, 7, 8, and 4
yeah,
on
so yeah,
27,
yeah.
27, 50, and 25% shooting.
Yeah, yeah, like he been bad. He been bad until that game. The one thing that they did do though is that they've been seeking out Booker on defense, and then they was running plays for Marcus Morris. Like I've never seen it, but it was effective like in that first half. But yeah, he hasn't been playing good.
Yeah.
Um,
I
I
figured,
I can't say that he like trash, like because I actually like him, but I can't defend those numbers because that's just trash. Like that's just bad. Like how you like you are starting whatever position you play, you a starting player in
yeah.
the Western Conference Finals, bro. You can't be, and
And
you are
Kawhi
going to
Leonard
get
is not
shots.
there. Kawhi
Yeah,
Leonard not there.
yeah, like you were going to get shots and they pay you a decent amount of bread, and so like you gotta if your shot not falling, bro, I need you to make a defensive play. I need you to assist more. I need you to rebound more or something. You can't just be like, well, my shot not falling. Let me just not impact the game anymore. And then he one of those guys that sometimes he fall into that role where, like, if he cooking, his offense going, Marcus Morris is going to give you everything else and make you like, damn, he a decent player. But then once he start missing shots, I don't know what he be doing. He just kind of just be floating through the rest of the game and that ain't good when your best player ain't there and you are going to get shots. Who
And
else is
didn't he miss a game winner against the Jazz?
Oh yeah, what you call to block the shot? Gobert
Uh,
blocked the shot, but Gobert sucks.
yeah, he trashed too. Oh,
Yeah,
I got tired talking about these trash motherfuckers. I'm tired talking about these motherfuckers. Man. All right, next segment. Your boy. What's up with your boy? Next segment. Oh, and if you just joined, and this is Good If It Goes Jam. Thank y'all for jamming with me and my boy DJ on the Quality Sports Network. Good If It Goes, all that good shit. Shout out to Whataburger for this lemonade right here. Maybe we get a sponsorship from y'all one day. You see the Waffle House, that's the couple of week though. You know what I'm saying? So our last segment, DJ, man, get him out of here, your boy. What's up with your boy Scott Pippen, man? What's up with your boy Scotty Big Nose? What's up with him,
man, I
man?
don't know. It just pains me to see it. Like
Shout out Digits Bourbon.
that's the bourbon called digits.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I do understand like you want to sell your brand, your product. I do understand marketing. I do understand no such thing as bad press, all of that good stuff. But it just seems like that Scottie Pippen, the stuff he just be saying just don't really be making too much sense. And then it goes back to like years ago when he was talking about oh LeBron is so much better than Jordan and this and that and blah blah blah. And I'm like, you talking about the same dude that got you 6 rings that, helped you get 6 rings, and you just saying, well, I could see myself in Bron and blah blah blah. I'm like, all right, slow down. And so like it's just that he fits into like that category of like when the young guys be like, man, I'm tired of all these old niggas saying stuff. Like that's what Scottie Pippen has become. Like, and you can't disrespect him. He's actually one of my favorite all-time players. Like I'm a lifelong Bulls fan, so why not? And so, 6-time champion, Hall of
Yeah,
Famer,
Scotty.
defensive player, uh, 50 all-time greatest players, etc. You can't take away what he did on the court, but it just seems like lately in the media and life, and then you got his wife, ex-wife, separated wife, or whatever, running around stuff crazy, and then so he be kind of fake mad about that, and so like it's just that he hasn't lended himself to anything positive since him like leaving the court. Like it just been all like negative, or it'd be a stretch of like, man, what? Like just always, man, what? Like he worked on a jump for I think a couple of years, but he did like well on there, but like man, like the way he talk about the game and like see it is not the same that you expect from a guy with such a high basketball IQ that can do, that was like a utility player on the court. And so like it just pains me to say it, man. Like he just I don't know, like bro, like you don't really gotta say all that to like sell that liquor, bro. Like you don't really gotta do all that. Just go do your press tour. Just stay away from like the dumb comments. But consistently dumb comments at that. It's not just even what he's saying now. It's just like that. And yeah, Phil Jackson may have been because he would put up like stuff that he said. Phil Jackson has said some questionable stuff, but then you can't say like that he didn't give you the shot because it was racist. Like niggas not drawing up shots for Judd Bushler. Like that's not happening. Like bro, and and Mark Matson wasn't getting shot plays drawn up for him. So that's not it. It's just that we gonna give it to the better shooter, which Kukoc was at that time. But then nigga go in a game and see what you can do, but don't get in your feelings because if you look at that season, nigga, I'm pretty sure there's plenty of times in that season plays was drawn up for him, or they put the ball in your hands and was like, go make a play. Like you was an MVP candidate that
Which he
year.
said, like, I'm your MVP race, woo woo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And it's like I love how he used Mike to be the reason why, you know what I'm saying, that moment was so special to him. I love that he tried to do that shit to use
Like
Mike.
yeah. And so like with all of that said, man, gotta get him out of here. Like try again another time. And it's just that like he haven't really said a lot of good things. Like it's not a lot of positive like Scottie Pippen headlines. Like either just stay out the way and say nothing, but everything should not be a negative soundbite. And the thing is, it's all like self-inflicted. The only thing that's not is the stuff with his wife. That don't got like that's not self-inflicted. Like you can't do nothing about another person. But everything else, like it's him saying something stupid, and I don't know. I don't get it. Like people kind of felt bad for him after the Last Dance, and so that was a time where he could have really capitalized off the sympathy of that. But then he had a couple of quotes after that just didn't make sense. And just calling everybody liars and saying, "No, this wasn't that," and whatever. And I was like, "All right, bro. I mean, you can definitely defend yourself, and you got a right to promote anything that you have, right? But it's just that we get into a point where it's like, bruh, like who gonna really pay him that much attention? But because he said he always like looked at as like being slighted or people not really giving him his just due. But at the same time, when you say something, it's making headlines, you trending. So, bro, they obviously care about what you're saying. It's just that what you're saying is just hurting. Like if he was, I don't know, who was a no name player, like oh, go back to Jed Bushler. Like if Jed Bushler was talking to the media, boy, wouldn't nobody care. But you a
Right.
6-time champion Hall of Famer, so bro, like you can't on one hand say, well, you feel disrespected by people, but then on the other hand, when things happen, nigga, you are the leading topic on like Twitter, the media, ESPN, whatever. So it don't work that way. And so like, um, yeah, man, we got to get him out of here. He got to go figure something else out.
Man, look, I agree with everything you said. The only thing I have to add is that Digits bourbon is like 69.95 or some shit. Get the fuck out of here, Scottie Pippen. All right, well, that's it for tonight's episode. Appreciate everybody tuned in. We'll see y'all next week. What's next week? Yeah, we'll see y'all next week. The week
Possibly,
after
yeah.
that, we might be off. I think maybe so, but we'll let y'all know what. We'll see y'all next week. Thank y'all for tuning in to Good If It Goes Jam.